The Orange Room was the site of a great battle last night, ladies and gentlemen. A great battle involving a powerful creature. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. All right. Sorry, I lost control there for a minute. We had a bat in the room last night, ladies and gentlemen. Bat in the house. Many people have gone through it. We have never had a bat in the house. So it was a new experience for the family von Koch. And I got to tell you, it was exciting. My wife and I were on a walk, and we got a call from my daughter saying, "Ah!" In between the screams and the shrieks, we discerned that there was a bat in the house. So we said, sequester it in whatever room, shut the doors, find where the cats are, yada, yada, yada. We'll be home as quick as we can. So we beat the feet home, only to find out that before they could do any of the things that we thought they were going to do, because they were, in the moment, terrified, and the creature, of its own volition, hid someplace. So we returned to the house, and diggity doggone it, they're like, we don't know where the bat is. It looked like it was a baby bat. I'm like, wicked. Well, where do you think it is? Well, all the bedroom doors were open upstairs. The attic door was open. Where it was, God only knows. So we all put our battle gear on, right? We weren't going to harm the creature. Don't worry. We were trying to grab bowls and had cardboard things so that we could get it and then go like that and take it outside and all that kind of stuff. So we searched the house from stem to stern, did all the things we read online of where to find these creatures, of where the creature, where it might have been, on curtains or on top of this, that, and the next thing, or hanging on clothes or whatever the case may be. Couldn't find the damn thing. We're like, where the hell did it go? So we were troubled. And then we had our Wednesday, we have a little family meeting where we all get together and talk about this, that, and the next thing. So we have the meeting. Hour goes by. My wife's like, you know what? I'm going to bed. I can't take it anymore. I need to go to bed. So she goes to bed. We stay downstairs for a little while. And then the rest of me and the kids. And all of a sudden, I go upstairs. I figure I'm going to bed too. So I go upstairs and I lay down. And all of a sudden, I hear the shrieking of my daughter seeing the creature once again. So I go downstairs, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this was not a baby bat, okay? It was probably a wingspan about like that. Not a huge bat, but bigger than, I'm expecting like this. Instead it was like, caw-caw, caw-caw, going, so luckily, the man cub and I were able to sequester it into one area of the house. We shut the doors, the cats were gone, and we had the creature trapped. Going shoo, 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 shoo. So I went out back and undid the screen to one of these windows back here, right here in the orange room. This is where it all happened. I undid the screen, and then I said, John, see if you can get the creature to stay in the other room there. So we get it, so it's going in the living room. Shoo, shoo, shoo. So I run in here, and I open up the window so it's wide open. And I was like, all right, let's shush it this way. So then we get it to go in this room, and it's just doing laps. I'm like, come on, dude, the window's open. Use that fancy sonar of yours and get the hell on out. And then finally, schwoidle, out the door he went. So I closed the door and locked it up, closed the window, and that was the end of Batmageddon. And then I went upstairs, and my wife was she didn't believe it. She's like, what happened again? Did you actually see it? And then she had to actually ask the other, did you actually see the bat leave? Because, of course, I'm going to make that up. No, don't worry about it. I got rid of it. Not really. But no, in fact, I did get rid of the bat. Can you dig it? So I hope you enjoyed that story. Of the bats in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. Well, that's a happy ending bat story. It's a chord. Happy ending bat. on this bad boy. Yeah, can you dig it? That is one of those Fender wide range. They call them the wide range humbucker. Wide range humbucker, coming on strong. This guitar is one of these thin skins that Wildwood orders special. By the way, this is Wildwood live feed time, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by Wildwood Guitars of Louisville, Colorado. I usually go out there once a month for 4 days and shoot multitudinous videos of a variety of different guitars, but obviously due to COVID-19, rainy COVID-19. Sorry, I lost control there for a minute. I haven't been able to get out there. So they've been sending me some guitars, and this is one of them. This is a 72 Telecaster thin skin, so it's got a coat of nitro on it to make that wood breathe a little bit more. And they got this wide range humbucker, and then in the back we've got a delicious twisted tele pickup. Good sound. Let's go to that middle position. That's a pretty gruesome little tone, isn't it? Right? It's good sounding guitar. Oh. Right? Sounds good, doggity dig it. That bridge pickup sounds pretty sassy. Yes, it is nitro. It's a thin skin. Someone asked if it was nitro. The kind of lacquer. Sounds good, right? So this is a 9.5-inch radius, 6105 frets. Thin skin. The wide range humbucker in the neck. And then it's got a twisted telly pickup and back. No. I like it. I like how that neck pickup really works well, diggity. This is a Fender USA version. Someone asked if it was a custom shop. These thin skins are American Fender USA made with some some custom shop pickups. Because that twisted telly is a custom shop pickup. And then the thin skin, and then of course the modern radius, 9.5-inch radius, 6105 frets. And Wildwood has been doing the thin skins for quite some time. They've been doing some different versions. So this is the 72 telly version with the wide range humbucker in the neck and the twisted telly in the bridge. They also do the two wide range humbucker version. There's Jaguars that they do. There's Jazz Masters they do. All in the thin skin format. So you get kind of some custom shop-ish features but in a Fender USA so that you don't have to pay quite as much of that sweet scalote. Can you dig it? Ooh, Funk Force 5. Well done, Mike Whitty. I dig that. Dang it. that one out of the coffers. Little Funk Force 5. Sounds good, though, diggity dog it. Welch's grapes. You're so naughty. What pickups would you have if you could only have one type? I would say my signature Telecaster set because they kick butt, they slap cheek, and they leave a mark. I don't know what that means, but it sounds kind of savvy. It sounds like a battle back in the day. I challenge you to a duel. Squish. I slap cheek and I left a mark. What? That's inappropriate. Listen. What pickup? Yeah. So I would say my signature Gristle-tone pickup. But having said that, as far as not noiseless, just straight up pickups, the kind of pickups that Wildwood puts in their Wildwood 10s, and then the ones that come in the custom shoppy things that come in the thin skins are phantasmagorical. So there you have it. Russell says, I just realized that the stool behind Gregory isn't a drum, but a drummer's throne with a white top, and I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of putting a white seat under any drummer. Probably a wise thing to consider. Safety first is my motto. What are you going to call the P90s? You know, Jay, we haven't figured that out yet, I don't think. Spider, you are correct. They are making some good pickups for the money. Good pickups for the money. Good pickups for the money. Henry asks a very interesting question, ladies and gentlemen. Check it. He says, Greg, fanboy question. Dill pickles or sweet bread and butter chip pickles? Now, I would have said before, under no circumstances would I have a sweet bread and butter chip pickle. However, I've been getting my pickles from the Ken Haas and I are big fans. He got me into this place down in Toledo, Ohio, called Tony Paco's, which is a hot dog place of unparalleled savagery and deliciousness. I also want to just point out, no one has mentioned that I did get the extension cord for the headphones. No one said anything. I got it already. It's already happened. Maybe you did say something and I haven't seen it because I've been too engaged in savagery. But these pills, what? Freud, come to call again. The pickles they have is a sweet hots. They got a little sweet, but they got a little hot. They got hot peppers in there. And I got to tell you, those pickles are addictive. Me and my wife are addicted to the Tony Paco's sweet hots. I'm going to tell you right now, you get those things, you put them on a burger, you put them on a hot dog. So doggone delicious. Thanks, Raphael. I'm glad you noticed it. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Barry. Good. It does look like I got an extension cord for my in-ears. Thank you. I would totally put the gristles in all those baritone tellies running around and those 7-string one. Yeah. They sound magnificent. Call the P90s the Sweet Hots. Oh, that's not a bad idea, Mark. I like your marketing savvy. The Sweet Hots. Not bad. I like that. I'm going to give you credit. There's no financial gain in it, okay? But there is just the glory of knowing that you planted the seed. A buddy of mine from down there, a great recording engineer, Rick Probst, he used to tell me there was a guy he knew, and I've actually used this line in a song because I thought it was so great. He said that when you're doing sessions, especially if you want to manipulate people to sing in your particular direction, he said, plant the seed of doubt and reap the harvest of concern. I thought that is so twisted and evil, but I like it. Plant the seed of doubt and reap the harvest of concern. Yeah, can you dig it? Can you talk about the two voicings for the P90s? Yes, Eric. The first voicing is more of a vintage type of a sound, which I refer to as, the neck is big and glassy but still fat, and then the bridge pickup has that honk. I like that honk of the P90. And then in the middle, you get those two married together, and it's so the second position will just be a more higher output and maybe a little meatier version of those other pickups. So that's kind of what we're doing. They call me Mr. Pickle, says Spider. They call him Mr. Pickle. Hey, yo, Gregorino. Just dropped in to see what condition your condition one is. Well, Jack, I'm here to tell you, I'm walking tall, feeling proud. I was able to liberate a bat from our house last night without injury to him or us. No one got afflicted with rabies. No cats were injured in the process of extricating the... So I'm going to say, as far as a bat experience goes in a domestic situation, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Grace, what do you think? She's giving it a thumbs up. Why does P90s sound so different from others? P90s are an interesting beast. They have that huge fat tone, which sounds so good when you add some overdrive as well. But because of that big ass coil, they're very susceptible to a lot of noise if you're in a place where it's like, and I think we can also, some people are like, oh, noise is part of the sound. Yeah, I get all that, but sometimes noise is too much noise, and you don't want it. So I think that's why a lot of folk like humbuckers instead, because of course you can get that thick old tone. But there's something weird about the P90s actually seem to have more low-end thunder than humbuckers to me when I'm at Wildwood, okay? And I got a bunch of Les Pauls, and I'm going from one cool custom shop Les Paul to another. I'll grab them with P90s after playing a bunch with PAFs in it, or with regular humbuckers, and I'm like, God, this thing has rotund low end. It sounds huge and musty and savage. Musty and savage. Sounds like a kind of pickle. Anyway, yeah, so now that you'll be able to get one that will not have noise is going to be revolutionary. Can you dig it? Bat song, lay it on us. I did do the bat song earlier today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to record it. Don't you worry. Oh, listen to this. My phone's going. Hoidly, 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 how-do. Hoidly, 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 how-do. Chris asks, do you ever use a B-bender? I do indeed. I've played B-bender on a bunch of records earlier on in my career. I always wanted a B-bender. And of course, probably like many of my age group, my first exposure to a B-bender was through Slim Jim Page of the band Les Zeppelin, when he played it on All of My Love and all those In Through the Outdoor tunes. A lot of them he was using that on. Southbound Suarez and those other ones. Suarez, I don't know what the hell they were talking about. Anyway, and then of course he played it with the Firm, but he also played it on that Arms concert. When I was junior in high school, 1983, that concert with Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton, the Arms concert for Ronnie Lane. And it was the first time Page had played live since the Zeppelin. And he came out just skinny and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, a weird, funky blue suit, and he had that Telecaster, and he played that Chopin thing. It was mesmerizing, and he had that Telecaster. I thought, I got to get me one of them little dingle hopper. I don't know what's going on there, but that's pretty damn cool. Just if I could be like Page with a cigarette, hoidle. And I thought, I got to have one. So I finally got one, and then I started listening to, of course, Albert Lee used one, and who else was I listening to at the time? And then Clarence White. That's where I got most of my shnikes from. And I used a B-bender for a while, but then it really messed my back up. It was a lot. It was this amount of weight in the wrong place, and I got to tell you what. The old back said, "Hey, you like that B-bender? How's this?" Schweinel. Just wrung my back out like a towel, wet with fury and rock, if they were liquids. And, well, anyway, so I stopped doing the B-bender. Then the other day when I was in quarantine, the other day, it could have been 3 months ago, I got out the old B-bender again, and I was having fun with it. And then about 24 to 48 hours later, I was like, oh, the back said, "Hey, remember that thing with the B-bender?" So a lot of the things I do with the B-bender, I can do without a B-bender. So there you go. Can you dig it? Is there a Fluence version for the single hum you're holding? That's a good question, Jose. I want to say that right now there is not. We've been trying to work out various different versions of the Fluence pickups for humbucker for different telly sets, like this, with the humbucker and regular single coil and the bridge. And they can probably come up with something, but there isn't one currently available. And part of it is because of the control plate with my telly pickup. So they have to come up with a way to be able to do different things. It's on the docket, but it's currently not available. I think if you called up Fishman and said, "Hey, this is what I would like to do, how could we do it?" they might help you with that. But there you go. The B-bender is a G-bender. Mm-hmm. Who loves brats? I do love brats. They're delicious. There's no question about it. Did we get the Esquire? Not that I know of yet. They might, I'm not in Colorado, so I can't speak to what they all have in. But there you go. About improvisation, what do you think is the best way to practice it? Greetings from Chile. Boy, that's... oh, yeah, Brandon. Yeah, you found those Ronnie Earl songs. That's one of my favorite records, the one that those two had, Narcolepsy and I Wish You Could See Me Now. That's a good tune. Anyways, improvising. What's one for guitar players, what I say, which is just kind of a fun thing? When you're practicing improvising in kind of a more of a blues rock way, but really with anything, if you want to stay in the moment, be mindful, be in the moment. Try not to let any more than 3 notes go by before you add like a vibrato, a slide, or a bend. Now that might be blasphemous for some people who are more blasphemy conducive. So what I say is, like, if you're doing a little bluesy, in the key of A-ish, you remember? See what I'm saying? So that just gets things flowing. You know what I mean? This telly is for sale. Yes, indeed, Mike Robinson. You could call Wildwood right now and say, "Bros, Greg's playing that telly. It's a thin skin 72 telly. It weighs 8.1 pound. V08335 is the serial number. Is that guitar available? And they might say, you're damn right. And then you guys could have a transactional situation. And next thing you know, they'll be texting me going, get that guitar in the mail immediately. And the next thing you know, I'll be getting out the packing tape and bringing some guitars to the UPS. And off they will go out to Wildwood and then back out into humanity. Back out into humanity. Song called Back Out into Humanity. It's not Fiesta Red, though, actually. Although it is an interesting hue of red. I wouldn't say that it's... I don't know what color they're calling it. Did I write that down? I don't think I did. I'm sure it's available on the website there at Wildwood. Favorite Telly riff? Boy, that's hard to say. There is so many cool riffs. I always like to play a little bit of that, even though I think he played a Strat on it. In my world, I want to think it's a Strat. I want to think it's a Telly. Collins playing with Joe Walsh. Right? Someone else from my wife. That's a John Entwistle. Right? My wife coming after me. I think it goes like that, something like that, right? That's that Joe Walsh tune. Are you guys going live this week with the trio? Yes, we are. As a matter of fact, we are going live Saturday night at 5 p.m. Central Time. But we might do another one tomorrow as well because Toby's in town. We've been doing some recording. We recorded some today. We recorded Daddy Longlegs today. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the hip. Nah. That one, Savage Jam. Yeah. Someone asked if I read music. I do. I don't do it. Well, actually, when I get out old books and if I get out the real book and go through a standard or any of my old technique books, I'll get out, or song books, I'll definitely get them out. But I did go to school for music. I've written a bunch of books, which of course I had to write with both tablature and traditional notation. I have about 17 books out, including the Hell Enter Guitar Method, book 1, 2, and 3. I wrote their blues book. I wrote their country book. I did a rhythm riffs book. I did a lead licks book. I did a book on standard tuning slide, which is a video with it. My latest book is a thing called Brave New Blues, which has about 3 hours of video material to go with it, where I coupled different styles of different people like I did earlier. And the thing where I did, what if Albert Collins played with Joe Walsh? That's what the book's all about. I have these different things where I mold these different styles together and kind of go through those licks. That one's called Brave New Blues, ladies and gentlemen. I did a book called Operation Pentatonic, called Guitar Clues. There's a book with a collection of a bunch of articles I did for guitar magazines, and that one's called Guitar Gumbo. I did 2 Stevie Ray Vaughan DVDs back in the day. Those did very well back in the day. I got to say, those sold quite well. And I did a Leonard Skinner one. I did a blues one. I did a licks one. Different licks of different people. Lots of stuff. Bunch of videos. Ooh. Where can I get a Milwaukee Tonk hat? That's a good question. My buddy Andrew Koenig, who plays in a band called Buffalo Gospel, gave me that hat. So maybe if you go to buffalogospel.com, they might have one. And you dig it? Mm-hmm. I should do a book on writing books. You're right, Jay. I should do that. I should do a book on humane getting rid of vermin in the house. For instance, chapter 1, the bat. Little song about the bat. Do I farm? I do not. Rick Probst in the house, say what? Rick Probst in the house, Rick, I was just telling the story earlier in this very feed. I mentioned your powerful name, and I talked about the old line, plant the seed of doubt and reap the harvest of concern. Oh, I love it. I love it so. It's good advice, ladies and gentlemen. Cannon, will you dig it? Oh, Cannon, will you dig it? Can you do Daddy Longlegs and Sweet Tea during the feed on Saturday? I will indeed. I will play those jams, and I will look forward to doing so. Daddy Longlegs! We're going to do that one. And maybe we'll do my new jam about the bat. Hey, bat. Song about a bat and trying to pilfer his way into the Koch home. Sorry, bat. Not today. What? Dirt Spider P90s. Patrick, you're a savage. You are a savage rascal. Did I ever build a guitar myself? No, I am not. I'm not technically astute in that regard. You know, as the youngest of 7 kids, ladies and gentlemen, I realized at a very early age, plead ignorance, and people will do everything for you. Ha 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 ha! Woo! Now there's a go-getter. How do I like Ben Lacey? He's awesome. I've known Ben for many, many years, as a matter of fact. I first saw him, I don't know how many years ago. Maybe 20 years ago, 19 years ago. I saw him, and at that time I was on Steve Vai's label. I had 2 records on Steve Vai's label, which made me the thousandaire I am today, ladies and gentlemen. I could buy you all, everyone in earshot, I could buy an ice cold Fresca right now. That's not true. I'd have to take a loan out to do that. But you know what? I would do it if you guys wanted it. If you wanted to slake your savage thirst with a delicious grapefruity dietary refreshment teeming with aspartame or whatever that's called. I'm here for you. Anyway, I called up, I messaged Steve or whatever. I said, dude, I just saw this guy. His name is Ben Lacey, and he's blowing my mind. And I think I got Ben's phone number and gave it to Steve. And I think there was some kind of talk going on there. Have I played with Jack Pearson? We've never. I saw Jack play, and we're buddies. We've talked on several occasions. I actually took a lesson from Jack Pearson. I was down in Nashville. And Jack's standard tuning slide playing so flabbergasted me. I thought, I need to just get inside his brain. And so I was down there for a few days, and he came over to the hotel, and we sat around and played guitars for a while. And I went out and saw his band, and he had me come up and play a tune when he wasn't playing. He said he just grabbed his guitar like this, and he said, grab it. And I did. And but he was playing this little ES339, which, of course, on me looks even smaller. And, of course, I always do stuff where I'll grab, I did something like that on the guitar, and everyone's like, oh, don't do that. And I'm like, yeah, Gibson's writing down. If you break it, just get you another one. Right? Jack is awesome. He's delicious. Can you dig it? What is the coffee flavor of the month or of the day, Greg? Well, that's a good question. I'm going to tell you right now, when we're at home, on our Gaggia coffee machine, which grinds the bean and imbues it with a savory molten broth. And it comes blasting out that little hole. That sounded very visual. We use Ethiopian Gaggia. No, Gaggia is the machine. We use Gucci. I think it's Ethiopian. But I know it's Ethiopian, and it's from... It's roasted by our friends Valentine Coffee, which is owned by a buddy of mine I went to high school with. And... yeah, that's a delicious brew. Although I have to say, now people are going to get all on my keister for this. Diggity doggone it. Some people get so cross about things. At Starbucks, I like to just give them one. Just one Starbucks. Not Starbucks, you get one. Starbucks. I go to Starbucks every now and again, and I get that nitro cold brew. Because I'm going to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that is a delivery system for caffeine like no other. You take a few sips of that sassy nectar, and next thing you know, you're doing modern interpretive dance, hitherto unknown in whatever community you might be in. So sup it up at Starbucks. You get one. Am I right or am I right? Okay, there you go. Whoa, Nelly. I lost a little control. Whoa. I lost a little bit of control there, ladies and gentlemen. It'll happen. Let's just do a quick recap of what the heck's going on here. Wildwood Guitars, Louisville, Colorado. Been doing videos for them for damn near 10 years now, diggity dog it. And I do a bunch of videos. I just stabbed myself with the with the pickup selector just impaled me. You got to suffer for your art, y'all. You got to impale yourself for your art. A lot of people don't know that. Is it practice? No. It's self-abuse. Actually, none of that's true. Whatever. What are the questions we got on there? Thoughts on Ted Nugent's use of feedback? I think it's got him in a stranglehold. If I might be so bold. He had those little X's on the stage where if I go over here, it'll scream like a banshee in heat. You know, a hollow body guitar, like a Birdland, that thing's going to squeal like a doggone banshee. Ever listen to any Hollywood Fats? I have. I used to have a nice little collection of some of his stuff. And you know how that is. You get a bunch of cool collection of stuff, and then the computer dies, and then you're like, where did that stuff go? Oh, it's in those CDs that are packed away in that box that you put over God knows where. So I used to enjoy listening to little Hollywood Fats back in the day. Can you dig it? Thank you very much, Mike Robinson. I appreciate that. Thanks for all these live feeds. They're very much appreciated. Well, thank you for tuning in and caring. Have I ever played a Squier? You know, they make some fine guitars. I have to be honest with you. Those they did that series. Now I think they still do, and I can't remember what they're called. So this is really pointless. But what the heck are they called? Come on, brain, come to the fore. Oh, I almost had it. It was on the tip of my cranium. Help me out there. What's the difference there? Classic Vibe. Thank you, Raphael. You did it for me. Classic Vibe. I used to say the Classic Vibe. You know, the Classic Vibe delivers a lot of bang for the buck. You know, when you got a Vibe going on, you got to let the good times roll. Mm-hmm. Road Worn. That's a good one, too. But those aren't, those are regular Fender instruments made in Mexico. I had a few Road Worn guitars. I had a Road Worn 50s Strat. I had a Road Worn 50s Telecaster, and I enjoyed them. But for some reason, they left my arsenal at some point. You know, that happens. They come in, they flow out. And, yes, what are you going to do? Someone asks the following: Clapton, Beck, or Page? Why does there have to be a choice? All three of those fellas play in a unique and delicious fashion, and create music that is markedly different, if we're honest. I mean, I've listened to all of them over and over again. Probably listened to more Clapton and Page, although I'm a fan of Beck's guitar playing more than probably either of those two guys. Although the way that, just in terms of innovating the instrument, obviously Beck stands alone amongst the pantheon of rock guitardom. Am I right or am I right? But old Clapton's vibrato and phrasing, especially back in the day, he still plays great. Don't get me wrong. He still plays great. But there was a different intention back in the day that he played with that I enjoyed. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? There's room for all. You're doggone right. Great Vanzini. Yeah, you know what? If I had my wiggle bar, let me grab the wiggle bar once. That sounded weird. I'm going to grab a guitar with a Mr. Wiggles on it. Mr. Wiggles, the Stratocaster. Oh, Mr. Wiggles, the whammy bar. Oh, Mr. Wiggles, the Stratocaster. This guitar right here is a Wildwood 10 57 Strat. It weighs, I don't know what it weighs, but it's not much. And just a beautiful guitar. Again, the Wildwood 10 is a guitar that Wildwood I don't know if you want to say commissions, but they're just order them. Let's just say order. They do special orders with the Fender Custom Shop called Wildwood 10s. They're obviously Fender Custom Shop, 57 Strat. This one, they do all kinds of different years, but this is a 57 Strat. It's got a quarter sawn neck. It's got a 10-inch radius, 6105 frets. Got to be under a certain weight, certain pickups in them. But this particular guitar has my Fishman pickups in it. Or not my Fishman. I did help voice these pickups with the Strat pickups. So if I want to do a Mr. Becksville, for me, I just go to that bridge pickup and I take that tone control. I just kind of turn it off. So I got that bridge position on and I turn that tone control all the way up. Right? Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Pulling on the pot of the Fishman Fluences on a Strat, does it become hot like a Texas Special? Yeah, that's about what they were going for. Did I ever see or hear Doug Yankets? That was before my time, but I did have Soup Records that a friend of mine turned me on to, and I actually got a bunch of bootleg stuff. It was awesome. Steve J asks, lovely sound. What's the vibe? Well, thank you. That's actually the harmonic vibrato on my signature amp from Koch amplifiers. The amp is called the Greg. Oh, you know what I can do? I can show you, diggity dog it. The floor cam. Boom. Oh, well, it's not very good perspective. So that's the harmonic vibrato. Here's a clean sound. First gain stage of the second channel. Add that harmonic vibrato. So good. Greetings from the Netherlands. How you doing over there, doggone it? I'm looking forward to getting back there when the pestilence ends. All right, folks, I'll tell you what. Thanks so much for tuning in. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time, I'll be doing a Fishman live feed from this very room. I might have some special guests for that. And then we'll for sure be doing a live thing with Toby and Dylan, with Dylan and Toby on Saturday night at 5 p.m. But there might be another sighting tomorrow at some point. So there you have it. Did you practice Godzilla yet? Oh, no, I have to do that. With a melancholy grimace and a sinister growl, you make love to waterfowl. He picks up a bus and he throws it back down. That's hard to sing and play at the same time. He picks up a bus and he throws it back down. That's hard. I have to work on that. Same bat channel. I see what you did there, Joe. We did have a bat in our house last night. Count Cocula. That's what they used to call me. Yes, God, my Godzilla used to turn into goddamn it, right? Get your boys out there, get your boys out there, follow me. Godzilla. That's a savage riff, isn't it? All right. Listen, folks, thanks so much. Rec Charmer version on Saturday. Maybe we can do that, Robert. Absolutely. folks will see you later. Can you dig it?